It takes a village to raise a child, and Principal Brad Kinchlow is helping to raise 1,753 at Park Hill High School. With so many students to look after, safety is top priority.
Whether the threat is outside, whether it's inside, whether it's caused by man, whether it's caused by nature, whatever the source is, we want to be sure our students and our staff stay safe.
But a surprising predator that once lurked in the shadows has come into the light. It's not a force of man or nature, but the force of technology.
Social media is going to change the way they deal with safety.
Social media posts can issue warnings. They can warn people to stay away. They can ask for help, response. Sometimes they can get the word out faster than a 911 call. I mean, it's incredible how quick that information, it's immediately out there for everybody, and anybody who recognizes that person or that situation can respond.
Kids are on Twitter and social media all of the time. Most of the time they are on their phones, on Twitter.
Park Hill South, a neighboring high school in the district, had to hold tight reins on this unpredictable beast when they were placed under lockdown in 2013.
What happened was that someone called in a threat to Park Hill South, and the threat was very vague, but it was still serious enough to where we had to take action and lock down and shelter in place until we could, get here.
Had to go to the bathroom during that time, got hungry during that time, got thirsty during that time, and did not know what was going on. Tried to be on the internet and follow the news reports. And I know that the news reports were relying on any information they could get. And some of that information was being tweeted out from our building.
Because of the immediacy of social media, word got out at breakneck speed.
And they didn't really tell us what was going on. There's an announcement that came on. They said, hey, just close the doors, stop class, be quiet, just everyone kind of like sit tight. And it was really nerve-wracking for a lot of students.
A lot of kids were just kind of, texting other kids, and everybody was trying to figure out what was going on. There were definitely some stories that were stirred up that weren't necessarily true or even fact-based.
Through this quick output of information, local news outlets became aware of the situation and began to investigate alongside the district.
There are ethics involved. I can't just take one person's word for it without verifying it with someone else. So then we check with the school. How else can we back up this information? Check with the local law enforcement. And what we'll often find is other students' accounts start to come out. Do those match? Do they vary? Are there inconsistencies? And all of that information can help you figure out which is credible information and which isn't.
You can also disperse a lot of bad information, information that could cause panic with relatives and parents.
When the lockdown was lifted, it became clear that in situations like these, social media can be both a safety hazard and a safety tool.
The biggest challenge in front of us is how do we teach each other and how do we teach kids the power that this has?
The district always has people on watch for situations just like this one.
I look for what people are saying about the school district and what they're saying about the schools. It could be something positive, it could be something negative. It's just important that we know what's being said.
As we all know, with great power comes even greater responsibility. But in the case of social media usage with teenagers, responsibility is lacking.
For some reason, humans seem more comfortable sharing with one another as long as it's not face-to-face. Sort of a mental health issue and the mental safety, the emotional safety of students with social media.
If they're having a problem, if they're getting bullied or harassed or anything online, you're kind of in control. You can block the person, you can contact that social media site and let them know what's going on. And there's a saying I always tell them too, it's what you don't open can't hurt you. So if you don't open it, you don't read it, it's really not going to affect you.
I think kids can be very ignorant on Twitter. Like, I could see someone tweeting something really, really not appropriate.
Teaching kids how to use it properly might not be a wasted effort. There might actually be some validity to that.
Administration and schools need to be more media savvy. Just like presidential campaigns manage information that leaves, we need to train our students to understand that, hey, you don't talk to the media. You have a right not to talk to the media and privacy, things like that. Maybe have that as part of the training.
Though it takes a village to raise a child, it takes a whole community to keep children safe. By using schools as the catalyst for change, the overall safety of students everywhere could improve.